If you're anything like me, you have been abandoned, okay? And a lot of your life has been ruined because of that. Whether that came from an ex that cheated on you, whether it came from a parent that was never there, whatever it may be, at some point you experienced not being good enough for somebody in some shape or some form. And so you're carrying that around with you now, like some like spiritual like STD, like some airborne thing you're just throwing around everywhere. Everywhere you go, everybody feels this abandonment wound. And so do you. And so in the world of matter, the normal thing would be forgive and forget, right? Or I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. Forgive, but don't forget. And in the world of reality creation, that's like the worst thing you can possibly do. There's nothing worse for yourself that you can do than not forget. You're just bringing it back into your now moment every now moment. So when you keep getting ghosted by these guys or these girls, or you good things don't last, things are going well for a little while, and then they just seem to break off into that back to that same pattern. It's because you're carrying around an identity of I'm abandoned. You know what I did, me personally, was I would walk around telling everybody my dad left me when I was young, and I never had a dad. That's why I'm not mechanically inclined. That's why I'm not this or I'm not that, because my father left me. I went around my entire life saying that shit. So I was the person that was abandoned. So when these women I talked to for a week, and then things are going really well, and then all of a sudden they're just gone, I'm wondering what the hell is wrong. Like, I go down into victim mode, right? What the hell is wrong? What's wrong with me? Why is everybody leaving me? You know? But it's because you're carrying around an identity of I get left. So you're being two people, and you're trying to be two people and expecting one outcome. You're consciously saying, I am loved, I am chosen, I am already enough, right? But then, like, subconsciously, you're not enough. You're not enough for anybody that you meet for more than a week, right? It's because you're not forgiving the way that your father needs you to forgive. The way to forgive is to go back to the first instant that it happened. You try to trace back to the first time that a girl left you, or that you felt abandoned, or you felt not enough, or say your father left when he was 8 years old, when you were 8 years old. You need to go back and do your best to try to trace back the first memory of where this came from. Because if you can go back to that first memory and bite the head of the snake, get the head of the snake right there, and get the head off that snake. So then the rest of the snake's gone. You don't got to worry about the rest of the snake. That's people that are wondering, well, do I have to go back to every relationship and try to change every single one? No, that's the snake. That's the rest of the snake. The head. You just got to chop off the head. Where it first came about. Because why? Because where it first came about, you go back and fix that, the rest of it never even happens. Okay? And so the way that you do that is you go back and say, I'll use the example, I'll use mine. Mine was my father. And so what I did was I went back to back when I first started feeling like an abandonment when he first left. And I went back and I saw him the way that I would like to see him. I saw him telling me things that I wanted to hear, that I needed to hear him say to me back then. So what I did was I got into a nice relaxed state, and every day until it clicked, until it became my one and only first memory. Every day for like 10 minutes or so, I just went back in my imagination, put myself in that age of around the same time when I felt like I was abandoned. And I just heard and saw him telling me the things that I needed to hear, that I wanted to hear. Like, I heard him telling me that he loves me, that he will always be here for me. I heard him telling me that I am the perfect son, that I am his entire world. You know, just things like that I needed to hear. And the first couple times I did this, I started crying like a bitch. I started bawling, crying, and then everything was just so much lighter because I'm not carrying around that identity of I'm not enough. You know, good things don't last. I'm not good enough for this woman for more than a week, right? That's when things changed, because I changed who I was, because I changed my memory of not being a damn person who's abandoned. You know, so you got to go back, forgive I forgive you, but I don't forget. That's the dumbest thing that I ever bought into in my life. Yeah. Anyways, it's about forgiveness and forgiving the right way.